Hi, Julio. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me today.
Thank you for the interest.
Of course. All right, so we are here to talk about your debut feature film, Problemista, which you are the star, writer, and director of. How
Mhm.
meaning has this overall experience been for you?
How can I think you cut out last? Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
How meaningful has this overall experience been for you?
Oh, meaningful. I think emotionally, I won't really know what I feel like till a few months from now.
Mhm.
Uh, but I mean, look, to be completely honest, the greatest joy was getting to make the movie and like collaborating with friends in making the movie. And now to see the other movies being embraced and that it's has found audience that feel connected to it is uh, a beautiful and humbling surprise.
For sure. And now your own immigrant experience is what initially inspired the film. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't really recall many films focusing on the US immigration system. And as we all know, it's a very controversial topic these days. I love that you took a comedic twist with it. Was that your ultimate goal?
I mean, it's funny because that's the only thing I know how to do. But and because that's just sort of my outlook on life, and and yeah, you're right. You don't see many movies about this topic, and yet it's sort of a topic that is lived through by so many people. And I think that broadly speaking, even though the movie is like very specifically about uh immigration, and then even more specific to that is about going from one kind of visa to this other specific kind of visa, I think that the feeling of feeling trapped in a system and feeling made invisible by it and just having the perseverance to like fight against it while questioning it is something that is relatable to people who have never had to apply to a work visa.
Definitely, for sure. And can you talk a little bit more about how the title Problemista came about?
We played well around with so many titles. And uh at one point we were getting close to calling the movie Problema, which literally means problem in Spanish, but that then felt very glib to me. It felt very dreary. And then I thought about, well, what about something that sounds like funny and like sort of celebrates the problem and is as weird as the movie is. And then I came up with this, which I sort of define as someone who thrives in problems or makes art out of problems.
Very nice. Awesome. So, what is one lesson you learned from directing that you'll carry on with you to other projects?
Should not write party scenes
No. And why is that?
because there's too many extras.
Okay.
And
No.
and then it's just continuity nightmares. And then it's like you shoot an actor, you shoot their coverage, and then poor things they think they're done, but it's like, oh, actually, because it's a party scene, you're in the background of this other person's coverage. So if you could just stay for 6 more hours, that'd be great.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, never again.
Never again, never again. Well, Problemista had its world premiere last year at South by Southwest. How was it received by the audience?
At South by here?
At South by Southwest, it was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
premiere last year. How was it received?
I think it was Embrace. I had forgotten that I made a comedy because obviously things stop being funny once you see them over and over and over and over and over them, and the edit process was so long. But no, people really connected with it, and I'm so happy. Uh I like to think that I made the kind of movies that I liked when I was discovering movies.
For sure. And now it's playing in select theaters and will have a wide release on March 22nd. Is there anything you ultimately hope audiences take away from the film?
Um, Maybe just like a sense of curiosity for experiences that aren't their own, and uh yeah, to just help where they can. I feel like so many movies for years have had the message of like try really hard and you will persevere. And even though that is an aspect of this movie, I feel like we know that. And to me, it's like look around you and see who might need a hand.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice. Now, when I previewed the film, one of my favorite parts was seeing the great energy between you and Tilda Swinton. What was it like working alongside her, and how did you get her to come on board with the project?
Um, she read the script and she loved it, and she was familiar with my work and wanted to do something with me. And working with her was such a dream. It was a joy. It was like working with a friend. I mean, now she is a friend, and I think that's because she goes about picking projects the way I go about making them, which is just what sounds fun, what sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when creating the character of Elizabeth, did you have Tilda in mind to play her?
No, I didn't have anyone in mind to play her. I like writing for actors, but only actors that I know. Otherwise, I don't know if they're gonna do it. So I didn't really have anyone in my life who I thought could be an Elizabeth. So I didn't. But then when she came on board, it was like a dream absolutely come true. And she transformed into what we see now, which
Mhm.
is like sort of like on the page, it's like what I wrote, but it's like her physicality and the way she speaks and these things are all Tilda.
Mhm, definitely, for sure. Now, you are best known for your work as a writer on Saturday Night Live and the co-creator, writer, and executive producer of the HBO series Los Spookies. Have you always had a desire to pursue a creative entertainment career?
Not always, but definitely like late high school.
Okay. Okay. So, what are some future goals you hope to accomplish within this field now?
I hope to make more movies. I really like making this movie. I hope to be the kind of writer director who comes out with a special weird little thing and then goes away for a couple of years, and then comes back with another weird little thing, and then goes away, and then yeah,
Back and forth. Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Well, how can one stay up to date with you?
Um, you mean like
Be on social media?
oh yeah. I mean, I do have an Instagram. I swear every day that I'm gonna delete it at some point and not be on social media at all. But for the time that I am Space Prince Julio on Instagram.
All right, perfect. Well, before we wrap up, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else you would like to mention or plug at this time?
Um, Not just yet. I mean, I'm working on a show for HBO, but that's still in post-production. That's being cooked still.
Okay, so we'll stay tuned, right?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Julio. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, pleasure too. Thank you.
Bye bye.